Racing over here in Maryland. Keith, welcome back to the show. We get back
Yes.
on the turf here for this
We
weekend.
are back, and the turf
Yeah.
course looks great, and we have got a slew of wagering opportunities for everybody this weekend to close things out here at Laurel Park before we head over to the Big T, Timonium race course over in Timonium, lovely Timonium, Maryland, Baltimore County. 34 races have been assembled for you.
Yes.
If you can't find an opportunity there, shame on you. Hopefully we can get our handle cranking back on the turf. Love it. You know, I thought today's card again, a little redundant. Challenging,
No, I love
again, no like slam dunk. I do like one horse a lot we'll talk about later, but still a challenging card. And like I said, when you've got this many lined up in front of you, you better get tied on. So I would like to kind of jump into these pick fours, pick fives. Remember, we've got the low takeouts. But look at our conditions today. We've got a beautiful day for live racing at Laurel Park.
No, absolutely. I can't. Cloud. It's a bit of a hazy day in the cloud-wise, but I kind of love that. It kind of takes away a little bit of the glare in the sun for our riders. Kind of off their goggles and stuff. So, track is fast, turf is firm. Things are looking good here, and we're going to open things right up with this first leg of the early pick five on the turf, as we mentioned, in that claiming 20,000 for the 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 3, going a mile and eighth on the turf, scratching the rail horse David's Prospect. You take a look at the number 8 on the outside. Good Night Nile. This is in the barn of Milan Milosevic. Tori Alba gets the call. 2-1 morning line, 9-2 as of this current moment that we're talking about it.
Yeah, and I think we'll come back down. I did like the 1. There was no real speed in here. We'll wait for another day. That was going to be like one of my little long shot specials. Scratched. So we got to kind of start over again. And let's hope JG Torrealba, starts this week like he ended last week. 5 winners on Sunday's card. I mean, just a bang-up kind of a day for Torrealba. I'll tell you, one of his, wins. How about the Monday morning quarterback, QB off the claim.
You had that
88
one.
buyer. Big effort there. That was strong. But let's talk about Goodnight Nile. A mile and an eighth. I think back to the right condition today. Ran well off the break from November to May at Pimlico. Guaponas was able to kind of control things. This horse kind of turns on. Nobody in here with a real explosive move, I think, what you're going to see, because the flow is going to be a little bit soft. Maybe you'll see a couple of riders seeing that there's no speed on the page to go ahead and send, but none of these really show that. But I think Torrealba, now we've got one scratch, moves in a little bit closer. All right, 7 horses we're left with. Drop in. I think you can get somewhere within a few lengths out of it, say from the 3/8 pole. This horse has got that kind of a grinding style. Keys up against the right kind of horses. I like that effort 2 back. I thought the race when he broke the maiden was really good. Kind of riding the hot rider here as well. So I don't love anybody here. I think we can maybe trust Goodnight Nile. Silver Bullet 20 was really good in its turf debut. Got a setup. Anything close to that running back, you're looking at the buyer figure, 71. Puts him right there against this group. And he looks like he's kind of got enough positional speed, along with Class Wizard. I think will be kind of close here today, back on Lasix. But 8-3, 3-8 is my keys. Go take charge. Your top selection. What can you say? Has won 2 in a row, goes for 3 in a row. Now has been part of those amateur rider races. Got a pretty good setup, but brought a real strong run that last 3/16 of a mile in that 16-2 in life. But yet the in-form horse right now for Catherine Nielsen.
No, absolutely. 8-3-7-2 for Keith Fusel there in race number 1. Let's go ahead right to your ticket there in race number 2, Keith. As you always, supply us with that early pick for $24 ticket today.
Yeah, 2 deep to get you started. 4 and 6, Lucky Honey, Stormy Irish Lass out of the same race. They're race 3. We're going to try with 3 here. The 4, Petrolcina. The 8, Oh What a Night. There's Milan Milosevic again. Big number there at 20-1 on the morning line. And the 10, Dominguez. In form. This horse is kind of really running quite well. Paired up a couple good numbers. I think might move up off of that. Race 4. Really like American Unity. There's my tell. Luigi Spirit, just kind of that throw in. I'll talk about the breeding. Shot horse for me here for Joanne Shank. A couple scratches in there. The 1 was an MTO scratch. The 1, the 2, and the 10. Race 5, we spread around a little bit with the 1. You get 2 for 1 there. The entry, the next entry, 2, 4, and 6 for a $24 ticket. go round the 12-1 firster, but kin to some winners, some horses. Yeah, haven't run super fast, but they've made a lot of money. See what this one does first time out. And I'm intrigued by the 1A a lot. I like the breeding there. We'll talk about her in a little bit. How You Love was my top selection. Wait another day. Scratch.
$24 ticket there for Keith Fusel supplying us. Starting here in this second race in a maiden claiming 12.5, going 3/4 of a mile on the dirt for the 3, 4, and 5-year-old girls.
Yeah.
Keith, you and I both go with the number 6, Stormy Irish last. Let's go ahead and take a look at that look-see and that effort last time out. Putting in a good second there in the going for the same distance.
I thought this was a really, really good effort. Showed that positional speed, even maybe just a touch faster than recent efforts. Got in good position to the inside. Unfortunately, ran into Lottie Dino, the Brittany Russell horse, taking that nosedive in class. But look at this. Goes on the attack at the quarter pole. Can't match strides with Barbosa, but stays on, I think, quite willingly the last 3/16 of a mile to hold down the place. That winning buyer, 66. That's pretty quick for this level, for that level, I should say. Drops a touch today. I think Stormy Irish Lash will get a good stalking trip, finishes up for a barn. We've talked about it a little bit. I know Annette Eubanks over the last 45 days, 3 for 11, 9 for 11 in the money. Had 2 really close calls last weekend and a tough beat. Brilliant Ice ran phenomenal. Head bobbing to the wire with Irish exit, but this barn's still rolling along. I think the 4 right out of that race, you have to definitely give a look at. Lucky Honey was 60-1, over 60-1 in that race on August the 2nd. That was first-time blinkers. Tries it again, improved effort. I think another one. They won't be too far apart, I don't think, turning from. I think a little bit better positional speed for my top selection, but I like the improvement with the blinkers. Lucky Honey, we're going to get Kevin Gomez today.
There we go. Talking about that, you also go with the 1 and the 3, Lance's Smile underneath, and the number 3, Mini-Me, with J.D. Acosta on top.
Mini-Me, yeah. Second off the claim, a little protect move. First off the claim, dropping down. Corrales has done quite well with the maiden claimers off the claim the last couple of years. This barn is holding pretty steady, a little bit of excuse. Now, Vino from Ernie's came back to win. Suspect number, not really great. I think this is the right spot here. She should work a trip from just off of it. Lance's Smile, second off the break, looks like the inside speed to me. I think you'll see X-Man go from that rail position.
6-4-1-3 for Keith Fusel there in race number 2, and we're back on the turf for race number 3 in this maiden claiming 30,000, going a mile here for the 3, 4, and 5-year-old. Scratch it in the 6 States United. I believe that was an MTO.
Yes.
Keith, you go with the number 4, Petrol Cinca, Daniel Hodson, Kevin Gomez. Let's go ahead and take a look. I believe we do have a video on this one from recent efforts.
Well, you kind of look at the running line, 6 beaten 5, kind of a ho-hum, kind of an effort. But all in all, it wasn't too bad. Showed that willingness the last 1/8 of a mile. A race controlled on the front end by Captain Dusty, 23-347-2. Walked the dog and was able to dig in late. But Petrosini, you can see a little flash there late. I like seeing that. Shortening up a 1/16 of a mile with a little bit more speed signed on. I think you're going to see a contested pace. I think things will get interesting from the 3/8 to the quarter. Lurking, Petrosini, I think, will steadily move up. I like to move here to Gomez. Very adept rider. I think he's going to get him in great position to bring a finish and get over the top late. Not that big run, but I think your grinding style is going to get it done. Dominguez, only concern here, a little step up in class. Had such a good trip last time. Was able to have that inside position, stalking the pace, worked outward, continued willingly. I like the form. This horse is on the definite improve. That's my only concern. He was able to save every bit of ground last time. He's going to need to save some more ground today to bring that finish against this group if he's going to win it. Oh, what a night. Interesting horse here. I believe this is going to be first blinkers on the turf. Yeah, off the turf last time. That try, not terrible. The blinkers go on, stumbled at the break. Blinkers coming on. I see that race. This horse have trouble like 3 out of 4. It might just find him. It might be that kind of a horse, but you're looking for value. Milosevic certainly capable, getting a good price winner on the turf course. That try, 7th beaten 2, second start April 28th, weighted quarter, check block. It gets some okay horses. British Sea, I think, recently ran big. I like this horse as a sneaky bomb. Yeah, and the other one, the lower price of the Milosevic. And look at these last 2 races on the turf. Very good on the stretch out. Got caught in an extended duel with a big price just to get run down late. Comes back and doesn't need to lead with Barbosa. I think this one will sit a beautiful trip here in race 3. 4-10, 8. You're kind of shot to take that bomb and kind of blow it up here. But Petrosina, maybe the one we can trust along with Dominguez.
Okay, some value underneath there for Keith Fustel in race number 3. As we move on to race number 4, and we stick around on the turf here in this starter optional 30,000, going a mile and 16th on the turf for the 3-year-olds and up. Scratches here in the 1, 2, and 10.
Yeah.
Keith, you and I ended up still probably, I still landed on the number 8 American Unity. Jamie Ness, Jamie Rodriguez. We're going to go on the way back. We're going to go back to the last time this one ran at Laurel Park on the turf, back on the 3rd of November of last year.
A firm turf that particular day. And most recent start, a soft going behind a sluggish pace at Delaware Park. Encountered a little bit of trouble, but I like this trip. Inside to out, that's one of our favorites, right? There it is, saving ground, going to work outward here, top of the stretch. American Unity, Callie, I think you saw what I saw. He's 2 for 2 over this turf course. 85 buyer. I think he's going to come back to that kind of an effort today. Has been hampered a little bit, ran into Mega City 2 races back. That horse has won 4 in a row. Interesting little drop here, Wish Me Home. Again, a lot of speed signed on, I believe, in this race. I think Wish Me Home's got to be close. Tom Hagen was fresh, did it on the front end. He doesn't necessarily need it. Magical Monarch, another one here for Charles Frock. Got a little shot here, and there's some turf that might go ahead and go. I see a real honest pace. I see American Unity be able to kind of drop in, save ground, and get it done and stay perfect over this Laurel turf course. Microphone, you don't have in the mix. Looking for maybe a little bit price. Might slip away in that 5 to 8 to 1 range. On the go back, has the numbers, recent form on the upswing. I like this. Microphone, a little tough to handle early. This horse settles, a little tricky to settle.
Ricky.
But, man, I tell you, he finished away, going away, comes back with a bullet work. He might be hedging back to top form. I'm not too concerned about it. Looking at his style. I think he can make a run for a little further back, say 7, 8 out of it, leaving the far turn.
No,
8, 11, 3, and 6.
Yep, I can see it. I'm trying to sell myself on the number 6 Wish Me Home a little bit. So I'm glad we kind of both see it that way, in the way that this sets up.
I'm going to attack this race probably just keying the 8 first and second, and I'm going to try to beat Wish Me Home. Will be at the lighter side of in my exactas, and I'm going to try these prices underneath. Yeah, I'll toss in Tom Hagen a little bit.
Me too.
But I think the value comes from the 11 and the 3 Luigi Spirit. 8 to 1 morning line might come down a touch. First time on the turf. Go Sapper topside. We know they can run on anything. The bottom side, half to a stakes winner on the turf. Horse by the name of Sensitive was 3 for 14, topped it at 91. Another sibling, Heart of Midway, 2 for 5 on the turf with a top of 86 going long. This horse is back in very good form. Interesting little move here. It's not a move I always like, but would not surprise me if he takes to the turf today.
8, 11, 3, 6 there for Keith Fustel in race number 4, and we go back to the dirt in race number 5 in this maiden claiming 30,000, going 5.5 on the dirt. Also starts that Rainbow Pick 6. I single here in Another Hope, and I go 3 deep in races 6, 8, and 9. I first kind of going in this card, Keith, I thought I was going to have more horses and go a little bit wider on some legs, but you can find you can kind of slim, there is definite ability to slim things down in some of the legs in this ticket. So I end the day 2 deep with the 1 and the 4, $21.60 ticket. I'll dive into that more in the afternoon show. Back to this maiden claiming 30,000, 5.5 on the dirt for the straight 2-year-old fillies. Keith, I go with the number 6. You go with the 1A on the outside and Ferociousness for Jamie Ness and Jamie Rodriguez.
Yeah, keeps them both in here, and both legitimately have shots, no doubt. I think this firster might be okay. The 1A, Ferociousness. J-Rod stays there, looking at the breeding. Topside Golden Lad, okay. Christus Persona, 6 for 50, almost made $200,000. There's a couple, just a little bit short of that. 1 turf and dirt, very versatile. 2 first-timers, a first and a second and a third for those runners. Kickstartness, Rousey Express, very capable runners here. I'm not saying she's got to be a whole lot. I obviously the 6 has got that experience. I think this one positioned outside just needs that cleaner, straighter break. I think she's going to be into the race early with J-Rod and get it done at first asking.
There we go. Talking about the number 6, Another Hope you have underneath. Ran well. Gina Robb, Xavier Perez, the 6 in the Gina barn, as this one has been running under Gina, but this one slowly but surely getting the idea of things.
Yeah, it was the Machado second-time starter. Blessed Candy got it done on the front end. Made the move, first blinkers, second blinkers today. Yes, experience is going to help peachiness. A little bit better buyer than Another Hope in debut. Might have faced a little bit better company, too. Didn't have the easiest of trips from the back of the pack. I used that one. Go Round. Katie Voss Firster. Sheldon Russell originally had Toledo named on the overnight. You got 4 winning sibs. They haven't won a slew of races, but they've made money. Chica Rabiosa is in this family. We saw her run a pretty good run of races over this main track. Has a debut winner. A little shot there at a 12-1 morning line. 1-8-6-2-4. You get 2 for 1 there with Ness.
We'll be right back after this commercial break to discuss the rest of Friday's card. On the turf for this jackpot super high 5 in this allowance optional 40,000 going 5.5 on the turf here. 3-year-olds and up, scratching the 2 marched. You go with the number 6 on top, Barzini here in the barn of Michael Trombetta. Tori Alba gets the call here, 9-2 morning line. This is originally my top selection as well.
Trombi, oh, you switched off of it.
I did.
Oh, okay. All
yep.
Right. Yeah, Tori Alba here, like that. Barzini was really, really good. Returned off of a break 3 races ago. First time gelding. So-so. Fought restraint 3 to 4 wide. Just wasn't comfortable there over that good turf course at Pimlico. Lights out effort 2 races back on the page here in that state bred first level. I like that effort. Great idea. And there was able to prompt well in hand of a very fast, I think, a Solomon runner. Came back to run okay on the turf. And then, respectable try at Colonial. I think this horse has positional speed. Staying that trip at 5.5, he'll be right into the race. Interesting to see what Tidewater does. We'll go to the video of Tidewater because he kind of took the initiative last time out in that Ben's Cat Stakes where there wasn't really a ton of true speed.
Right.
And Sheldon went ahead and went. This was 3/4 of a mile. Look at this effort. Sharp on the front end, 22 and 3, 45 and 1. Gets hooked. And, man, does not give up much from the 8th pole home. When I get to heaven at 3 to 5, really, really had to work for it. Tidewater going great right now for T.J. Aguirre. I expect another good effort. And interesting to see what kind of, stance Sheldon's going to take because you've got Supreme Law who stays in here, part of that Ness entry. He's got a big turn of foot. Tossed the last. Gotten a lot of trouble out of the gate. Got that speed. Barzini close enough. Tidewater should slide right in. Might get some cover. Stalk and pounce 6-7-7-6 Mata. Little bet. He's okay. 8 years old now, but still back on Lasix. I think he can sit a good trip. He was caught out wide, just kind of floundered there. No real kick from the top of the stretch home in the Ben's Cat, but I look for an inside-out kind of a run for that one today. But maybe this, the 1A stays in, sets it up. Swill, we know his game. I think he's going to try to make that run from off the pace. Ran into a really fast group last time out. It's closed up willingly. Little drop here. Would not surprise me if he works in these actors. Possibly one. I got to go for a better price, though.
Absolutely. No, I see this. In fact, I made a typo on my picks, and I'll fix that later for the afternoon show. But Mata definitely tough race to begin with, coming in
good race.
Overall. But Mata tough coming in for that 2024 season over at Pimlico. But let's go ahead. I feel like we could dive into that race as much as we want to. But let's go ahead to race number 7 in that starter optional 12.5, going a mile on the dirt for the 3-year-olds and up. Scratching the 1, scratching the 3. You are with the number 6 on top. Pit Boss with this field the way it is now. I completely see it for Josue Arque. Wilfred Velasquez takes the call here, ships down here as he won twice on this individual previously. Yeah,
was able to vie with Sheriff Ronnie and get it done. This horse now 2 for 2 off the claim. Sheriff Ronnie came back, ran a big number, ran right there. Set the pace and took some pressure and grudgingly gave way with a 78 against Monday Morning QB. This horse at the 1-turn mile has experience at the 1-turn mile in the past. There's his old buddy, Artistic Reason. They're familiar with each other. I think he can kind of shadow that one if need be. If he takes the break, maybe go ahead with it. But I think Kerness will be forward. So I look for Pit Boss to go ahead and try to track, grind it out from there. He's in very, very good form. But Oliferous, very interesting here for Caitlin Keel.
Yes.
This one, maybe a little bit of an earlier move than I maybe wanted. Caught 4 wide. Do we have a video of that?
Yes, we do. Let's go ahead and take a look at that last effort.
This was a brutal beat, too, because we had this horse, I think, at 7-1 as a value maybe, or a top selection. And rolled up here in 24, 48, and 3, and was hung out 4 wide around both turns. He tried his heart out. He shakes clear, and I'm looking through binoculars, well, Bill was calling this, but I'm following it along. I'm like, this poor guy, he's giving every inch. But that overland trip just took enough out of him as Morning Thoughts is able to come back and get him. I was hoping, maybe for a little bit more speed. I still think he'll be able to drop in, save ground here at this one-turn mile. He's going to need to. Yep. And then plenty of run, top of the stretch, to make that move into it. 6-2, 4-5 for me.
Yep, there we go. Let's go on to race number 8, back on the turf here in that starter optional 12-5. Going a mile, 3-year-olds and up, scratches in the 3, 14, 15, and 16. The 13 Schweitzer does run. Keith, you and I land on the number 2, U.S. Constitution for Mike Trombetta Torrealba. We've got a replay from that effort last time out on the 26th of July. Let's go ahead and take a look.
2x2, who is in here as well, the 10 horse this afternoon at Laurel. We'll concentrate on U.S. Constitution. Sat that great trip, taking the rate inside, gets the jump. Looks like a winner here, but unfortunately, 2x2, he kind of knows where the wire is, doesn't he? Look at it rolling. Here's my horse making the run up. Come on, get it done. Just not quite good enough in between horses. The mile, maybe that's the difference maker here. Maybe, gets that jump again, and the wire's going to save him from 2x2. Prince Kozan, there's your value in here. Paired up a couple good races. Last time out, another costly wide trip, chasing, settling, saving some ground. That enhances the run. That exact at 210 may not pay. Let's stay. It's still a big field, so you still might get something good, but not so fast, for anybody in here. I think this is a spread race, especially in your exactas. Latch onto a horse or two that you like. Top and bottom. I could see the one. Shofar, the blinkers went on last time. Had that stalking trip outside of a run. The covered up trip might work today. I think he could get it, and that could carry him even a little bit further and a little bit more of a shot this afternoon against this group. This is a tough field. Demand a little bit of a price. I'm not if 2x2 is under 3. I don't want any parts. I'm hoping we can get. A U.S. Constitution. Right. I'm hoping we can get 4-1 on this guy. 2-8, 10-1 in a spread kind of a race for me.
Absolutely.
They should be honest, though, Cal. You got Power Back, Majestic Eagle, a couple of these other ones. They're going to be setting an honest flow up top.
Race number 9 is an allowance optional 40 on the dirt, going 5.5. We're back sprinting here for the 3-year-olds and up. Scratch in the 1A. The judge and jury, you and I both go with the number 1. Real Talk. Jamie Rodriguez win last time out.
Yeah, I like this horse. Yeah, this is one today. This is the part of the entry that stays in. Back numbers, 6-year-old, claim for 25. Let's jump up to me with a Nest Protect move, the highest order, no doubt about it. Was able to battle with Meet Me at Mondays, who won the other day. A gritty try with a 78. This horse doesn't necessarily need to lead. There's a couple other horses in here with some serious speed, but I think he's going to be thrust into the race. And maybe that same kind of trip as you saw Meet Me at Mondays. Took all the heat, was involved the whole way, and held. Real Talk, I'll take the shot here first off the claim. For Nest No Easy Days has been proven at the 2 other than competition when he didn't really need to be. He got back to the A other than and ran big. He's on or near the lead a whole way with Torrealba and the 6. Take a Hint. Freshened up a little bit, Gary Capp. This guy very rarely runs a poor race. We get video spotlight on Take a Hint. Now we're going to go back, I believe, to the 2-back try, Cal?
We
March
do.
16th,
we go back.
We can go to Take a Hint?
Oh, yeah. We go back in that Not for Love stakes there in that effort with coming off of that 3rd previously. But we get a change up in pattern here, which is what I like, Keith.
Rominski, who's gotten the better of him the next race. But, man, Arden's lucky to be very quick. Showing the ability to settle now from a little bit further back. And he's got to be careful here with this field. There's some speed to the inside. Maybe he will be the speed. Maybe they'll go ahead and go. But this was a razor-sharp performance. A little bounce off of that, but freshened up for Gary Capp. Now, the only issue here is I got a little stat. 1 for 12 dirt sprints off of the 61 to 180 layoff.
Really?
Yeah, I was surprised to see that. But I'm still going to use him. I think this
Oh,
horse
yeah.
freshened up. Gary Cap never runs a bad one. The 7 Coes and 1. Barn just red hot. Reported gelding.
Yep.
Why not throw him in at a price? And Coffee the Chris, little Rod Dog special. He likes this
There
one
you
as a
go.
price today for Southland. We do think he might be just a little bit better sprinting. He's
Okay.
faced the right kind. Really good race. Catahoula Moon, the 2 was a horse I will not have out of my exactas. Liked them last time. Second time gelding today. That could be the key. Take Charge 2. Tosses last. Was not prepared at the head turn at the start. He'll be part of that flow today. Maybe setting it up, for a real talk from just off of it. And Take Charge 2. This is another. Got a couple really quality sprints. 1 turf, 1 dirt today.
1, 4, 6, 7 for Keith Fusel in race 9. Last race of the day, race 10. On the turf, 5.5 for the girls, 3 to 5. Maiden claiming 30,000 big scratches, Keith. In the 2, the 7, and the 8.
Yeah.
You and I both land on the 1, Ariel Moon, Michael Trombetta, Jamie Rodriguez. You don't love the rail, but you have to love this horse in this field.
Yeah, second time back. The spot, it looked like really works. I did think she was going to fire and win. The only real excuse I could have off the break was she was forced in a little bit at the break, had to recover, then to get Poe.
Yeah.
That might have taken the starch out of that kick from the top of the stretch home when Shared Authority, I think, went right to the front and got it done.
Yep.
Yeah, this isn't a light kind of, not a love. No real love here in this last. I think you still got to spread around.
I have my 4. I love at a huge price of 30 to 1. I'll send you the stat later on because we're running short on time.
Give
but
me a
I've
stat.
got some
We
breeding.
got it.
It's not actually it's not a stat, but it's it's not a
breeding
stat.
note?
It's a breeding note that
Okay.
not even they weren't really. There was only one, I believe, half sibling or the half sibling of the dam. I had to go all the way back to the dam's half siblings for them to even try sprinting on the turf. And in the one single try, Belmont maiden special weight win at 6 furlongs. They went right back to routing this horse and had maybe won one more time.
Okay.
So it's unseen on the bottom side, but there in the one try there is some success there.
This could prove me right. My note is may want longer. I have to sing along.
Sure.
Who won here? Going longer, but anything Madison Myers throws out on that turf course,
And she
you
started
better
sprinting. She
you better
started
pay
routing
attention.
that one.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You better pay attention. The 9 Ginger's race day off the claim. Yes, it has some races that certainly work. Big Wanda, a firster. There's some turf here. Second dam, multiple winner on the turf, topped it in '85. Mare was 1 for 5, 1 on the cent. So you could see that. You don't really want to take a short price on Ariel Moon. She's gonna be,
Right.
7 to 5, probably when it's all said and done.
And rightfully so in this
Intel
field.
Agent will come down off the gate. You're
Yep.
looking for that one to make a run, but that's, man, as a get-out race, that's a tricky one. Yeah.
All right, 1596. Thank you so much, Keith, as
Yeah.
we are going to just microscope onto your one best bet that
Yeah.
you have for us today, which is completely understandable on this type of card that we have going on. But real talk, Jamie Ness, Jamie Rodriguez, claim in the barn, first in the barn for Jamie Ness here
Yeah.
in race number 9.
The confidence coming off a good
Yeah.
win. Battled with a key horse, maybe on Mondays, another one of Ness's. Now this one into the barn with a protect move going up. Yes, into the race early, stays around.
Wanted to talk about and congratulate anybody who's around for the 2024 Maryland Thoroughbred Hall of Fame inductees as they have been officially selected. Of course, we start with Alma North, the daughter of Northern Dancer, named 1971 Maryland Bred Horse of the Year. 3-year-old season, which she made 27 starts and won or placed 19 times. 12 of those were in stakes, read by Dr. Robert Leonard, Stanley Bender, raced for Maury's East Acres. Purchased at Saratoga for a yearling for $15,000. Let's go ahead on to anything to add on to Alma North.
Well, we've got stakes, obviously, the Alma North
of
stakes.
course.
So familiar with all of these.
7
yes.
furlongs. And then we're taking a
Richard's
look.
Kid, wow.
Richard's
Yeah.
Kid, yes. Grade 1 Pacific Classic at Del Mar winner. Started his career on the East Coast and then for Dickie Small. That, of course, eventually went over to Baffert, I believe.
Yeah, he
yes.
went through like two or three different trainers.
Yes.
Might ended up with Doug O'Neill, I think, at the very
You're right.
end.
Yes,
Yeah.
he sold twice
Okay.
more. So he ended up with Doug O'Neill. Last he won the Cougar grade 3 handicap
Yeah.
in 23. Retired to stud, having won 8 stakes, 6 graded. Set 2 track records. Earned $2.4 million. Of course, named Maryland Bred Horse of the Year. Champion older male in 2009 and 2010.
Okay.
A third member of the Hall of Fame, bred by Meyerhoff. Joining Broad Brush and Concern. And then, of course, we've got to talk about Shine Again. Of course, Maryland-bred champion over 3 years, horse of the year in 2003. Alaire DuPont's fourth-generation homebred, was one of the most consistent race mares to ever come out of Maryland. When she retired, not only had she finished in the top 3 in 31 of her 34 starts, ranked as 9th lead Maryland-bred money winner of all time, second leading female only behind Safely Kept, trained by Alan Jerkins.
Alan Jerkins, yes, and pay attention. Shine Again Stakes.
Yes.
At Timonium.
The Big
Coming up
T.
the 24th, I believe. Yeah.
Yes. So there we go. Josh, we're good to go back to us. Thank you guys so much for joining us here on the morning show. More to come here in a couple of minutes. Keith, thanks for joining us. On to Dave Rodman for some more changes and scratches.
All right, good luck.